So hold on, I just want to show y'all. Look, this is what we looking at right now. Y'all see the sky? But today was day one. I'm trying to fix my tire on my wheel. Okay. Today was day one of school of esthetician. Getting my esthetician license, y'all. I'm so excited. I actually just got my makeup kit. And I also just got my skincare dermatologica. Y'all know that word is real hard, but y'all know the brand that specializes in facials and stuff and skincare. So I just got that kit too. And they said the kit is like 2,000 something, I think. And I just had to pay out of pocket $143, even though school should have covered that because it's not a mandatory kit or mandatory to have for the school to get the license, which I'm hearing. And just simply like utilizing my GI Bill for license, I feel like it should be covered all around because it's not even a degree. You know what I mean? I don't know what the heck that was, but yeah. And then I had to do that right before, like in the middle of class, like this financial thing. And the only reason I'm saying all of this is because I feel like I want to like be very open and vocal when it comes down to using our benefits for multiple reasons. One of them is so y'all can kind of get a feel of like what you should do, and like if I could give y'all advice, you know what I mean? But then the other thing is I also want to like document and track my journey, you know. And this is new to me. This is what I've been wanting to do. Like I've been wanting to go to school to get my license so I could start working on lashes. And we're not getting our lash kit until a little bit later. So the fact that we got 2 kits right now is already pretty good. But yeah, like I didn't like think too much about the facial, the waxing, the makeup. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even think makeup was included. Don't judge me out. But I got that, and like just simply seeing the kid in front of me, I'm like, yo, I'm about to literally learn the whole 9 yards when it comes down to esthetician. And they even said there's things that we're gonna learn in this curriculum that's gonna clearly help us for the state exam. But then there's things also that's not included in the course or in the curriculum that we should know. And she was saying like even the advisor or the instructors, they was like there was things that they had to do to get, you know, the knowledge that they wanted to like, you know, what's the word, to like, I guess just branch off or just learn everything, you know. So that's why I'm here today. I just finished with like my financial planning, so I missed like a couple minutes of class before we went on lunch, which is unfortunate because I'm like, this stuff's supposed to be like set up. But that's one of the cons when it comes down to using your VA benefits, is like it's not on your timing. It's not as fast as you might want because again, now you're waiting for the government, you know. And a plus thing, y'all, a pro, I did not know that you get BAH for going to school or utilizing your GI Bill. Mind you, I'm not going to a traditional college or university. I'm at a trade school where I'm getting a license rather than a degree. So I didn't think that I would be getting BAH, but when you use your post 9/11 GI Bill, they're going to pay you BAH because think about it, you need basic housing allowance while you in school, and the track that I'm doing is the 9 to 5, so I can't go to work, you know what I'm saying, and like be like I need the basic housing allowance, you know what I'm saying. So that was like really, really good because I'm not gonna lie, I don't want to put all my business out there, but let's just say things didn't, oh my gosh, that lightning, y'all, that was intense. But and thank y'all for sending all the love and sharing all the love. But yeah, I didn't know, you know, I didn't plan to like come back here and be staying with my mom. Like I just got out the military, you know, that's, no one wants to leave home to go back home. Like, you know, I came from having my own routine, my own environment, my own set, my own period. And now I'm coming back and I'm in somebody else's space and they have their own routine. Which, don't get me wrong, it's the good thing, it is my mom, and you know, I'm her baby and she welcomes me, but no thank you. You know what I'm saying? So I was actually, my plan before I knew I was getting BAH was I was going to go to school, and before work, yes, before 9, I was going to work at Ulta because they have like different positions, and I was just, you know, just going to do like the one before. And then I'm already wearing black. I already, like, that's the dress code here. So I'm like, I'm already going to be wearing black. It ain't nothing to like just get some more like clothes, because right now that I know that I get BAH, I'm not really too focused on working at Ulta anymore. But I think it has its pros and its cons. One, the cons will be being tired, but the pros is I will be getting back into the esthetician / beauty industry, like, and also engaging with civilians again. I feel like since I've been in the military, even though it was like, so y'all, it might not be like, you know, 20 years, sure, but that's also like, when you're a veteran, you know, and everybody is different. And for me, I feel like I'm kind of like uptight, like me simply being in class, like I'm in there with adults, but it's like they lack composure, they lack a bearing. Like, it's not necessarily military bearing, but they're just so, I don't give a fuck. Like, I can do whatever I want, and I'm not knocking it. Hey, be free, but it's a time and a place. And two, that's one. And then two, we're already in school, you know, like, we're learning how to be professional. So now it's like you gotta lock in, you know what I'm saying? It's not like you're in a regular school, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you probably like using student loans and you feel like you gotta pay them back and all this stuff. So like, me being in there and me like using my VA benefits, I definitely see things differently. Like, they're talking about EIN and who has a business, and I raised my hand, and I'm just thinking, like, me raising my hand when I said that compared to when I was in a business class, they were asking more so who has a LLC. You know, like, the proper terminology goes a long way, I feel like, so it doesn't confuse anybody. But yeah, like here, like she was saying, who has a business, as in like who's running stuff without it actually being legally finalized. And like, cause she said something about like changing your name, like your Instagram and stuff like that, and I'm just like, that's not where I was getting at when I said I have a business. But she was like, talk to me when we're done, because like, I guess she wants to help. She has a business, or I think. But yeah, like, I already have a plan and where I want to go with my career and my life. The only thing I needed to add to that for me to be successful was to get certified and get licensed, and that's what school is for, you know. And that's why I'm here. Like I said, I didn't even want to use my GI Bill because I'm not going to a traditional school to get a degree. I'd rather save that for something a little bit more significant. But my plans and like where I'm at in life, not just right now, but where I'll be in the future, maybe. Like, I just want the degree. I just want the degree to be, or even my GI Bill to be available whenever I do want to use it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to just be forced to use it because I really want to go to school, and I know that I don't have to touch that because, one, you got VRNE, which is unemployment for veterans, and they'll pay you to help, and they'll help you set up your business. They'll fund you for that, and they'll also fund you for school. And I'm pretty yeah, like, that's really it. And that's what I wanted to use at first. So that's why in the system, that's why I was put out of class, because I had canceled at first. I was like, I could be a little patient, I could be patient. But like I said, now that things has changed, I'm like, no, I can't come back home and not do nothing. Like, I can't just get back into a civilian thing. Like, that's not my taste anyways. Like, I left Ulta and joined the military. I'm not leaving the military to go back there. Like, you know what I mean? Even though that's kind of what I want to be doing. But that's by choice. I don't have to go and work at Ulta. But like I said, I think it will be beneficial if I do, because it will get me back into engaging with people who who's in that field already. You know what I mean? Like, especially when people come in. Like, I love that job. That's the best job I ever had, y'all. Ulta Beauty is the best job I have ever had. And I had some really good jobs. Like, I had some really good jobs. But, and yes, y'all, it's raining, so please ignore that. But, yeah, so, what was I saying? So, yeah, like, when I was working at Ulta, I would definitely, I'm not gonna eat, y'all. I think I'm gonna just wait. But when I was working at Ulta, that's crazy. Amber alert for National Weather Service. There's gonna be a tornado in this area for the next 30 minutes? What? Oh my goodness, Houston. This was so random too, like, and so out of the blue. Like, I was in there on the Zoom meeting talking to my financial aid advisor, and next thing you know, I just hear da 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 da, and I really thought there was somebody, like, I thought there was like a second floor. I'm not gonna lie, until I realized where I was at, and I come outside and I see that it's gloomy out there. Like, okay, I'm about to fly past my car. What? I wish. That would be fire. But yeah, so what I was talking to, oh, what was I saying? Oh, I was saying a lot. But when Ulta, or when clients and guests, that whole last 30 seconds, just ignore that, okay? Let's try that again. But whenever I'm working at Ulta, I feel like it'll be good for me, because I'll be definitely, like, I'm experienced in fragrance, and I definitely know the basics of color matching. Like, when people want to get a color match for their skin, I'm definitely an expert when it comes to skincare. Y'all already know that's something I want to take off with in my career. Is definitely, like, making my own products, period. Like, my own skincare line. I already have a lip gloss business. I already have the lash business. It's just time to get certified and apply that license towards my passion. And I feel like with that, those two already is success. You know what I mean? And, like, me opening up that makeup kit, y'all saw. Ooh, I hope that really saved. But I will upload that of me doing an unboxing. This is day one, y'all. Day one of school, and I'm taking y'all with me. And the good thing is, y'all, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out, hear me out. Why did she say we can record? She said, like, you could tell, okay, this is where I'm supposed to be. I'm gonna just start off there, because she said invest into a tripod. Why did I bring that in my bag? I showed y'all my work bag. It's a Stephen Madden one. But I had what was I saying? I have short-term memory loss. But yeah, she said invest into a tripod. And the funny thing is, I don't know what it was. I'm a content creator. That's what it is. I definitely brought my tripod, and we was doing an unboxing, and she's like, record that. Like, not just to me, but to the class. And when she told me that, that was music to my ears. Because, baby, what? When I'm in school learning about the whole, everything you could possibly know about estheticians. Two, I can record. I went live in class. Like, what? And then I'm also unboxing. I'm getting gifts. Like, y'all, it's giving, y'all. It's giving. Hey, Billy. But thank you, Stillin. Oh, we're also gonna learn my, like, eyebrow stuff, lash lifting, like, y'all, everything, waxing. I'm excited. I didn't even get to finish opening up my second package, which was the skincare part, because I had to go to the finalizing, like, the stuff for financial aid. And what they told me with that is they just had to like, the kit isn't included in the thing or whatever, which I'm not mad about. That's, you know, okay. But they said my Pell Grant would cover it. So my Pell Grant covered it, but I owe like $143 of a difference. So I was like, that's fine. And then they split the $143 into 6 payments. I'm like, I said $28. And me and the financial aid over here laughing because I'm like, I can pay that in full right now, but if y'all want it like that, that's fine. But I ain't gonna lie, I just paid 50 instead because I'm like, why not? Let's like, I don't know, why not? I don't know, it just felt more comfortable. I don't know. Only because the other thing we was talking about, like, I feel like when you're talking with civilians, okay, so yeah, you're in school, but a lot of people, they don't deal with a lot of people. A majority of their students aren't using VA loans or VA benefits. So you definitely got to ask questions, and you got to advocate for yourself and be affirmative, you know, but politely and respectful. And that's kind of where I'm at with utilizing my VA benefits, because like I said, I have my GI Bill, but I didn't have to touch that at all. I could have literally just had go through the self-employment track of the VRNE, which is another veterans benefits. They'll fund me for the school and fund me for my business to get it started. You know, that's why I didn't want to touch the GI Bill at all. But since we just came off this government shutdown, I got to be a little bit more patient. And I was thinking maybe 2 to 3 months. But I can't sit on my ass for 2 to 3 months. And I definitely, with me transitioning, actually going back into the civilian world, I'm not going to go back to a regular 9 to 5. That's just not, that hasn't been my lifestyle for the past 2 years. Like, you know what I mean? So with that being said, I asked them if I could go ahead and use my GI Bill, which is Chapter 33, for a placeholder until my VRNE, which is Chapter 31, until that hits. Because you need a certificate of eligibility for these benefits. And I have the certificate of eligibility for school or for my GI Bill. And when I found out that I get BAH for that, y'all see that lighting though? But when I found out I get BAH for that, I would have went ahead with my GI Bill, because I get 36 months out of the GI Bill, and esthetician school is only 5 to 6 months. I still got a whole another 30 if I did want to go to school to get a degree. You know what I mean? But yeah, I feel like the plus was just learning that, one, I couldn't sit on my butt, so I was like, let's just use it as a placeholder. And if worst case scenario, I just got to use my GI Bill. And then even then, I found out that it wasn't all bad, because I get BAH, which is basic housing allowance. And the VA will pay me directly for that, while the VA pays for the tuition. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, I don't know, I feel like it worked. And it don't work for everybody, because not everybody want to go to school to be an esthetician. Not everybody want to go to school to be a cosmetologist. You know what I'm saying? It's just, it all depends on your goals and stuff like that. So thank y'all so much. Thank you so much. But yeah, so I got 10 minutes left of lunch. Even though we were supposed to have an hour break, I only got to use 30 minutes. And I just felt like also, the other thing is, I'm not used to talking to everybody about my business. Like, they're probably also used to that too, talking to everybody with civilians. Like, okay, this financial aid, this is Pell Grants, these are student loans, but when it comes down to the VA and my benefits, I'm sending I don't want to send multiple people or multiple instructors my DD-214, or multiple instructors of my JST, or like my transcripts and stuff like that. You know, like, I feel like I'm not as open, and I definitely have a little bit of PTSD, like, you know, in structure. Like, I needed to go, if it's going through a chain of command, I need to know who's the top dog. I need to know the chain of command. I need to know, like, it just works. It makes me feel better. Like, just knowing my stuff not being tossed around. I don't want my stuff to get lost. Like, I'm used to routing paperwork myself. I came from being, yes, at one point in time, a deck seaman, but I advanced to being a yeoman, and just simply taking important documents, like just knowing the role of important documentation and taking it to important people. It's like, I need my own paperwork to be, you know, I need to know in the back of my mind that my stuff is gonna make it there. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need it to be iffy or whatever. So yeah, so we just went ahead, we finished that, the financial aid part. What she was saying, I needed to send over my transcript, and that's exactly what I'm talking about. I needed to send over my transcript, and for the kit. She ended up telling me how the kit wasn't included in the tuition. So I'm like, okay, cool, that's fine. So she said I could use my Pell Grant since I already got approved for that, and the difference would just be that 143. So we split that one. She said they had to split it into monthly payments, and that's how long my school is 6 months. So they split that 143 into 6 months. But she said if you wanted to pay it all in full or whatever, you definitely have the ability to, but the minimum is definitely that 28. And then the other thing we went over was my transcript. Like I said, I already sent that over. I already sent over my high school diploma. Like, I sent all of this stuff over to people already. So it's like the fact that, and it's emailed. So the fact that either one that is lost, like the fact that I have to send it over again goes to show that one is lost, or two, no one's communicating. You know what I mean? And that right there goes to show me the structure of things. Because I also feel like if this is a school, why wouldn't you include these kits as mandatory? You know what I mean? I just feel, especially like, you know what I'm saying? I feel like that's not something we should have to pay out of pocket for. School should pay, like, you know what I mean? It should be the whole thing. The whole thing. Like, include that in the tuition. Like, you're not going to have us working on these in class, just learning this stuff without actually doing anything hands-on. And that's just this school specifically. I haven't even tried any other school because of, what's the word? An old coworker of mine ended up telling me how she went here. And yeah, so I kind of just took that and I ran with it. I didn't even explore all the other options that's out here. And I'm pretty sure there is plenty of options, because this is Houston. It's nothing but business opportunities out here. Like, nothing but that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But with me having 9 minutes left, I just want to go ahead and tell y'all my first day, it is pretty cool. My class is not even like, you know, full. You know what I mean? It's like the right amount of people, I feel like. But at the same time, I feel like even if it was a lot of people, I'm not tripping. I've been around a lot of people where I always had to adjust. So that's, you know, not a problem of mine, I don't think. And then the instructor, her name is Miss Davis. She's pretty chill. I feel like the other thing would be just simply learning everything, or just observing. That's what I've been doing. I've been observing. A lot of people get in these classes and they probably feel like, oh, it's too late to kind of like get out of this. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but I say that because the instructor that they put for or assigned this class to, or the instructor they assigned the class to, she's an expert in lashes, right? In the esthetician field. She's an expert in the lashes, but she's not going to be teaching too much about the lashes. She says she's going to teach a little bit about it, but that's not included in this curriculum, right? So that means in the next phase, because I think there's 4 phases. So the first phase is 1 curriculum, I think. But I don't know the right. I gotta figure out the terminology. But I guess one of the other instructors are gonna teach about lashes, but she's an expert in lashes, and she's not teaching in something that she's an expert in, which is the makeup. And she even said that herself, and the skincare. Now, and you got, like, I feel like if we're going to school, we're paying all of this money. I'm expecting the best, right? I'm expecting for you to teach me everything that I signed up for. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it's not even my money, but I feel like you get what you pay for. This is a school. This is a business at the end of the day, and you're providing a service, and I don't want it half-assed. You know what I mean? And it's a lot to learn when it comes to esthetician, and for it to be 6 months, and I feel like that's probably why they feel like it's valid for them to do it how they're doing it. But if this person is saying that they're an expert in lashes, why are you having this person teach something totally different? You know what I mean? Like, they might know about it. Clearly, they got their esthetician license. But no one, like, you could definitely better place your instructors, you know, because it's like you giving me a job and I don't like it, you know what I'm saying? And so clearly the passion behind it, like the people that's receiving the information isn't gonna comprehend as much, or like it's just not gonna click as much as it would with someone who's passionate about their job, because they're telling you what not just works for them, but how they're successful with it because of their techniques and their strategies. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? So that's that when it comes to that, y'all. I just realized I didn't clock out for lunch. Yes, we gotta clock in, clock out, because they said all of that is timed and stuff like that. But I didn't clock out for lunch only because I was in the class thing, and I kind of feel like everything was kind of like all over the place. I didn't even get a full lunch break anyways, you know what I mean? So yeah, and then my bag was left in there with my keys. I'm sitting in the parking lot talking to y'all for 25 minutes, about to go back in there, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, I also got ready, y'all. I actually got on, let me show y'all. It is, y'all see it? It's scrubs. It's a jumpsuit scrub, or scrubs in a jumpsuit, however you want to say that. And then I did my hair and I put a little bit of red in it. Hold on, it's like literally only 2, maybe 3 little red twists. Like, come on. I did my own hair too. Y'all know I love doing my twists. So, and I thought this would be really cute with the scrubs, you know what I mean? And then I got my little, like I said, my Steve Madden. Hold on. Y'all thought I was doing? They said we could have like these little cups, but they just gotta have a topper. And I knew that I didn't have a topper, so I left it in the car because integrity, right? But look at her. Come on. Y'all know I love me anything cow print. And then it's kind of glittery, like, babes. What a pink straw, babes. Right? So, and all this stuff I just showed y'all, the jacket, it's a scrubs jacket. All of this was from City Trends, and it's only because this girl, when I went to orientation, shout out to her, I don't know her name, but she's doing cosmetology. But when we went to orientation, she had like this baby fat scrub shirt on, and she mentioned how she got it from City Trends. I'm like, babes. When I went in there, the baby fat scrub, it didn't fit how I wanted it to. It's kind of loose. It just was name brand. So when I saw this and the jacket and the bag and the cup, y'all, I was just good to go. I was like, I will be back for sure. But it's kind of cold in the class, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It's pretty cold in there. So I was actually on Amazon. I'm gonna get this heated jacket. It is black, because also the dress code is all black, nothing but black with a splash of black. Right? So I was like, let me go ahead and get this black jacket, because it was freezing, y'all, for real. And the only reason why I brought that up, because somebody else said they was cold in there, and I was just like thinking of like how we're literally all there to help each other, you know, like we're going to be working on each other as models, you know what I'm saying, practicing on each other. So I definitely brought up how if you cold, definitely invest into a heated jacket. And I only knew about that, I didn't even know that was a thing, until I was like in the military, and like, you know, you have to stay on watch and stuff, and it'd be cold out there, and somebody had told me about that. I was like, what? That's a thing? So yeah, you know, out of sight, out of mind. So I brought it up or whatever, and hopefully all of us, we can stay warm and fuzzy. They even said some people be wearing like a heated snuggie. I'm like, huh? But that's it, y'all. I'm about to go back in here. I'll talk to y'all ear off for about 30 minutes, literally. But I'm gonna tell y'all how everything go. I think I'm gonna go back in there. I think I'll probably still record too, because she said we can. And she said every Friday too. So every Friday I'm gonna have to set like a set schedule, but every Friday we definitely will be recording and just me showing y'all my progress. That's all this really is. Because I've been waiting for this. I really have. But let's not be late. So I love y'all. Peace to your family.